Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back on my computer. All I had to do was reset, all that needed to happen was to reset the internet box and Daleface. So, that's why my 2 recaps for baseball last night were a little bit short on my phone, because I didn't want it to be too long of a recap. 2 recaps, but, you know, I'm going to get my news videos here done as much as I can and talk about the news. First thing I'll get to is NASCAR, get that out of the way. So, NASCAR Latino apparently what appeared to be the 2025 NASCAR Cup schedule this morning before later deleting the post. Per Adam Stern on Twitter, at NASCAR Latino, NASCAR Spanish language page, posted what appeared to be the 2025 NASCAR Cup schedule this morning before later deleting the post. The account is managed by an external vendor of NASCAR's, and NASCAR said the posted schedule is, end quote, not entirely accurate. But given this is a NASCAR Spanish language page and Mexico City's on this schedule, I think it's pretty accurate. Well, let's get into it. So, start the season, Clash at Bowman Gray, which I'll talk about. You have the Duels, you got the Daytona 500, same schedule. Atlanta, then you got Coda, Phoenix, Las Vegas, Homestead, early in the season, not in the playoffs, which I think is a huge L, but whatever. Martinsville, Darlington, Bristol. Then you got the Easter break. The only break of the season's at Easter. Then you got Talladega, Texas, Kansas, probably the best track on the schedule right now, with Charlotte. Then you got North Wilkesboro, Charlotte, North Wilkesboro points race this year. Then you got Nashville, Mexico City. That should be an interesting one. Mexico City, see how that goes. Then you got Michigan, Pocono, Atlanta's second race. I think the start of the is that the start of the in-season tournament? I think that is, ain't it? Then you got Sonoma, Dover, Indy on the Oval, Iowa. Glad to see Iowa back on the schedule. Watkins Glen, Richmond, and then Daytona in the end of the regular season. Round of 16 in the playoffs, starting with Darlington, St. Louis at Worldwide Technology Raceway, Bristol. Round of 12, New Hampshire, Kansas, Charlotte, Roval. Then the round of 8, Vegas, Las Vegas, again, Talladega, and Martinsville. Talladega's round of 8's wild. And then Phoenix, the championship race. Hopefully it's the last year we have Phoenix as a championship race next year. I don't know. I hope this schedule is actually fake, because they hype up the schedule every year, and we get like 1 or 2 new tracks, and that's it. Just schedule reeks, man. The whole thing. Dover in July is it? I don't know why it's in July. Homestead out of the playoffs is a L for now. But I think the idea is them moving Homestead is to allow a major innovation and then returning to the championship race in 2026. So I get that. But Gateway in the playoffs, no. New Hampshire, no. Roval, no. Talladega is fine, but it should be in the round of 12. Not in the round of 8 to decide a championship forward. Dover in July is... no, that's L. Drivers are going to pass out. But Mexico City, I'm glad it's on the schedule. But honestly, I don't. This is honestly bad. But there's nothing wrong with Daytona as the regular season finale and Darlington in the playoffs. I like that. But I just don't like the schedule overall. I expected more new tracks. So, Dale has announced a sponsorship extension with RCR and Austin Dillon. The company has been on Austin Dillon's car for his entire Cup career. Well, I guess longtime sponsors are great for the sport, but a sponsor extends the contract with a criminal team. That's about right. That's so lame for a press conference. They literally could have just done a couple posts on Twitter and called it a day. They literally made an announcement for this. So it's official. Bowman Gray. The NASCAR Clash will be held at Bowman Gray Stadium on February 2nd, 2025. An historic return to their racing roots. Oh boy. Austin Dillon's going to cause chaos. This is going to be such chaos. It's going to be cold. Isn't it going to be cold in February? The fans are going to be freezing their butts off. I don't know how to feel about Bowman Gray. It's just with the short track package they have. I just don't have any hope for short tracks being great with this next-gen car. I want Bowman Gray to be good, but if you can't pass, the only way you're going to be able to is if you wreck somebody. So, I feel like Bowman Gray's going to be a shit show. Could it be entertaining if there's wrecks? I mean, I guess, but it'll probably be a parade where no one can pass. I know there's a lot of fights at Bowman Gray, but it's probably going to be a single file parade and nothing's going to happen. So, Austin Dillon hopes the appeals panel will put the number 3 team back in the playoffs where he says they, in quote, deserve to be. And this is from NASCAR NBC's official Twitter. I like how they put in quote, deserve to be. I don't think a car that was... The putting in quotes is crazy. Even the NBC Motorsports admin dislikes it. Deserves to be. Yeah, you're 31st in points. You were, what, 32nd heading to points before you won Richmond? So, yeah, no one 31st in points at this point of the season deserves to try and run for a championship. Sorry. Bubba Law says the chaos at Richmond was, in quote, the system's fault, the winning you're in. It doesn't matter where you are in points if you win, you're in. But added that he would not do what Austin Dillon did if put in the same situation. You do everything in your power under the respectful line to win the race. And I agree. You can say, oh, yeah, look, he hooked Kyle Larson a few years ago. He didn't do it to get a win, though. I mean, but people would defend it if it was their driver who would do that. And you say, oh, he wrecked Larson intentionally, but that was early in the race and not for a win. It wasn't right, though, but you can't really compare those situations. The hell? So in the media yesterday, there was a pretty wild exchange as Jerry Jordan, KTT, kicking the tires, was talking to Joey Logano, and pretty wild exchange. He basically tried to dispute data, basically saying how if Austin Dillon was talentless, how did he get to Joey Logano wreck him and then hook Denny? Well, Jerry Jordan, it doesn't take talent to wreck 2 cars for the win. I could do that. You put me on that track out there, I could wreck 2 cars for the win. Doesn't mean I'm talented, which means I'd be a dirty driver. Joey freaking owned that clown. Just complete bizarre line of questioning. He asked a question, but it was just such a long-winded question. I didn't even know what he was asking. He was basically asking if that wreck was intentional. I mean, look at the data. It's right there. I appreciated Joey's sarcastic and candid responses to him. And you could tell the point where this clown says to Joey how he's done similar things in the past. I wouldn't say similar, where he's wrecked 2 cars for winch, completely dumps one and then hooks somebody. If it was me, I would just freaking walked off, dude. That's a freaking crazy exchange. It's so sad that clickbait creators can get the same credentials as seasoned journalists. Guys shouldn't be allowed a media pass. But NASCAR just gives anybody a media pass. I mean, they probably give Darian Gilliam, they gave him a NASCAR pass, I think, a few years ago for the media, so not surprised. So the Richard Childress Racing appeals of the penalties to Austin Dillon and the team from Richmond is scheduled to be heard Wednesday. Well, here's a spoiler. It's not going to get appealed. That's what's gonna happen. That's not what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna, or should I say? I meant to say lose your pal. That's what's gonna happen. There's your spoiler. But yeah, that's all the NASCAR I want to get into. So let's talk about some other news. So let's get some NFL here. The Bengals announced they've signed kicker Evan McPherson to a 3-year contract extension through the 2027 season. One of the best kickers in the league up there, I'd say, with Brandon Aubrey, Justin Tucker, Harrison Butker. It's a good move. Like a really smart move on their part to get him extended. Now they got to get Jamar Chase extended. I mean, I guess you can say it's expensive for a kicker, but you don't even know what the contract is. All it says he's extended. 5-time Pro Bowl cornerback Stephon Gilmore is reaching an agreement in principle on a 1-year deal worth up to $10 million, including $7 million guaranteed with the Minnesota Vikings. The deal was negotiated and confirmed by Gilmore's agent Jason Chiat of Sports Stars NYC. I mean, it's a good deal, I guess. It's a 1-year, $10 million deal. He done really good for the Cowboys last year, so we're going to miss him. And Brian Flores gets a new addition to their secondary. I mean, it's a solid move. It's not an awful move because Stephon Gilmore's still good. They need secondary help, and that's a good veteran to have on a 1-year deal. So the Vikings placed quarterback J.J. McCarthy on season-ending injured reserve, and a corresponding move signed former Panthers quarterback Matt Corral. Oh boy, Matt Corral's back. I remember when I thought he'd be an underrated quarterback in the NFL after having a good college career. Yeah, I was wrong about that. The Giants signed free agent fullback tight end Jacob Johnson, and they waived Tyree Jackson. I mean, Jacob Johnson's a okay addition. Nicolas Cage will play NFL legendary coach and broadcasting icon John Madden in an upcoming biopic. Madden. Well, hopefully this is a classic. I hope. Jim Harbaugh confirmed Colin Kaepernick. He won't coach with the Chargers this year. Shocker. Finally race out here in Colin Kaepernick. But yeah, that's all the NFL I want to talk about. A few NFL things here. So an interview during Fanatics Fest, Paul Heyman, the two things I'm talking about. I'm not going to talk about the Rhea Ripley, what she said, because I really don't care. I'm tired of more than Rhea Ripley fans on Twitter. Like, it's just annoying. Like, it was fun at first, now it's just annoying. But yeah, let's talk about what Paul Heyman said. He states that he doesn't think that we're even in the third inning yet with regards to the Bloodline story. In an interview with Sam Rosary, Fanatics Fest. How many innings are we going to hit this story? I thought the third inning was a while ago, and then gets to the 9th inning, and now we're back to the 3rd inning. Michael Cole said WrestleMania we're in the 9th inning, and now we're just going back to the 3rd inning. Maybe Cody's story? I don't even know at this point. His story was about Dusty was in the 9th inning. He was great. Roman's story, I guess, is ongoing. But yeah, it's gonna be fun with the Bloodline story coming up. Paul Heyman, I could not imagine someone coming in this era and saying, "Yeah, I've seen enough of the Bloodline, enough of them. All right, Roman, thanks a lot. See you later." They still gotta get The Rock involved. There's still much to be told. They really need to get The Rock back. It was stale for a while, but there's still a lot of story to be told with the new members along. Like, the new members of the Bloodline, you can have The Rock lead them, and then the OGs come back, reunite at some point, whenever they decide to do that. So John Cena says he'll continue following 1,000 people on Twitter. I follow everyone I can. I'm following over 800,000 people at the moment. I will continue to follow 1,000 people a day. I follow people from everywhere. I don't care. No one's off limits. Your affiliations, your beliefs, I don't care, because I want to hear all the voices. That's why Cena's the GOAT, man. He's a GOAT pal, following all the people on Twitter. Via CM Punk during the Fanatics Fest, wrestlers and WWE now have the option to request days off whenever they want with just a click on their WWE app under the new regime. And new regime's a major W, man. That's an awesome feature. I'm glad they're being treated like real people, and because you can have a loss in the family, and maybe you want to take say a day off if there's a wrestling event. You can take that day off and take a little bit of time off to, recover. We'll be holding a live event in the same city and same day as AEW's World End Pay-Per-View on Saturday, December 28, 2024 in Orlando, Florida. Tony Khan Crash Out. Dude, AEW fans are worried about a freaking house show. They're worried about a house show that tells you AEW's not a good spot right now. Sorry. Anoa'i of the Wild Simone's passed away at age 81 a few days ago, so RIP. But that's all I'll say for speaking. Until next time, I go out. Peace.